What's up, everybody? Welcome to Normieville.
Well, we call you normies.
So, in this particular production, I would like to talk about our diva wide receiver, ex-Pittsburgh Steeler, ex-New England Patriot, ex-Tampa Bay Buccaneer, ex-Oakland Raider, Antonio Brown. Now, Antonio Brown acquired this arena football team known as the Albany Empire not too long ago. And since he's acquired this team, they've been riddled with problems on and off the field. Of course, I believe I reported a few weeks ago when he was he had altercation with a law enforcement officer or a bodyguard or something like that on the field. And I was like, oh, well, this is your team, it's not your team, blah, blah. And he kind of blew it out of proportion. To be fair, even though the man or the officer or security person that was talking to him might not have knew who he was exactly. But in any case, Antonio Brown took it to the next level, which he shouldn't have. And before that, the team has been riddled with money issues. Again, Antonio Brown owns a team. So these money issues, I believe, are stemming from Antonio Brown because he's supposed to pay the staff. He's supposed to pay the players and all that. He's responsible for the overall well-being of the team. He is the owner, correct? Well, Antonio Brown's broke ass, and I say that with all due respect, his broke behind has led to this title you see right here on Fox Sports. I'm sorry, Fox Sports. And it reads, Antonio Brown's arena football team booted from the league. Yeah. Brown became part owner of the team in March. And since then, this team has gone to hell in a handbasket. And now many people, players and staff alike, are about to lose their jobs and be on the street because of the shenanigans of this immature a-hole, Antonio Brown. Let's read. Antonio Brown ushered in a new era when he became part owner of the National Arena League's Albany Empire this year, in the same city where his father Eddie Brown starred for in the 1990s. But as quickly as the former NFL star's time began, it appeared to be over.
Enemy spotted.
The National Arena League announced Thursday that the Empire has been kicked out of the league for failing its financial obligations and will adjust the rest of the 2023 schedule to finish out the season. And you see his smiling mug there on the picture. And I want you to let that sink in, okay? Let that sink in a little bit. A professional sports team, has been kicked out of the league because they couldn't pay the goddamn bills. Amazing, isn't it? A first that I've ever seen in my 42, almost 43 years of living. But, hey, anything's possible. People are going topless on the White House lawn. So, hey, there's room for everything, right? Let's read some more. Quote, after exhausting all avenues, the NAL Board of Owners have decided to unanimously terminate the membership agreement of the Albany Empire. The league said in a lengthy statement published on its website. The decision was reached after an emergency conference call of the members in good standing to discuss the Empire's failure to pay the league mandated and overdue assessments.
Make more money, darling.
Each team is responsible to pay for 1/7 of the league's operating budget via monthly assessments starting in April. The league's owner, Antonio Brown, was also fined $1,000 for conduct detrimental to the league for his recent public comments. Mr. Brown refused to pay the fine.
Bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
Refused to pay the fine. Now, again, this is nothing that's directed toward him specifically. This is not racially biased or anything like that, racially motivated. You made bad comments, you get fined. It's like he did when he was in the NFL. you made a mistake with the ice thing or something with your shoe, whatever, and you had to pay a fine. That's how it works, right? Each team is responsible for 1/7 of the league's operating budget. You didn't pay it. After acquiring the Albany Empire, new team owner Antonio Brown paid the Empire's April assessment. The team then failed to make their May 15th assessment payment. And last week, just before the Empire's game in Orlando, the league was notified that the April assessment was being challenged. That payment was subsequently credited back to Mr. Brown. The league informed his accountant, Alex Garanis, who in previous communications requested that the league communicate directly with Mr. Garanis regarding financial obligations with the Empire. Mr. G was informed of the league's attempts to collect the delinquent assessments, and he communicated to the league that it didn't seem like Mr. Brown was going to pay the assessment or fine. Now, imagine this, everybody. You know, you got this nice car, this Porsche 911. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. You got a nice car, BMW or something outside, right? You get it, you make the first payment. Huh? You're late on the second payment. You're like, 2 weeks late on the second payment. The third payment, you don't pay it till almost the end of the month. And you know what they tell you when you finally made the payment? They say, you know what? We're going to refund you this payment back because you made the first payment, you were late on the second payment, and you all missed the third one. So you know what we're going to do? We're just going to take the car back. But in this case, we didn't take the car back. We just booted your team out of the league. So now the league is one less team. They have to adjust the rest of the season schedule, the part of the playoffs or whatever they have. And like I said before, now we have a bunch of people out of work, no paid checks, families to feed, because Antonio Brown, you see this picture right here, his lavish, flamboyant lifestyle failed to pay the team's bills, essentially. Let's finish the article. Once the league was alerted of Mr. Brown's intentions, an emergency conference call was set up. During the call, it was decided to give the Empire until Thursday at noon to make their payment, after which time the league would be forced to cancel their home game with Jacksonville and terminate their membership in the National Arena League, effective immediately. Unfortunately, Mr. Brown has failed to meet the deadline to his team's required financial obligations, and as a result, the league has terminated his membership agreement. Albany was 1-6 in 7 games. As the news dropped, Brown appeared to have one tweet: Major League, not minors. So that was your only response. Just some satirical bullcrap that is not going to put food in these people's mouths, not going to put money in their pockets. But you said, though, you good. You're going to still be at home with the shenanigans. You're still going to have your jewelry on and riding nice cars and making these stupid ass rap songs. Meanwhile, your organization is out of the league and out of a job. In the article, Brown became part owner of the organization in March. The front office at the time relished the opportunity to have Brown in the franchise. Yes, Antonio Brown was a big name at the time, which would in turn, hopeful at that time, have brought publicity and all those kind of things, more fans, more money to the old league itself, and specifically the Albany Empire. But what has happened is that it's actually done the exact opposite. He's disrespected the fans. He's disrespected his organization, his employees, his team, and now he's gotten them kicked out of the league. I don't know where this is going to lead to. I'm sure there will be more developments in this as it goes, but as it stands, the National Arena League is minus the Albany Empire, and we'll see if Antonio Brown is going to have anything to say or anything to do about this, or he's just going to let it blow in the wind like dust, like a Thanos snap. We'll see. I don't know. I think it's very immature, but we're talking about Antonio Brown here, so to be honest with you, I expect as much. So in any case, I'm done talking. Thank you again for attending another episode of Normieville. Let me know what you think about this down in the comment section about the situation itself by Antonio Brown. Let me know what you think. Please, I'm sorry, wait a minute. I'm just a normie here to bring you the latest and greatest in sports, news, entertainment, politics. Please hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell on your way out of the door. And I will see you on the next video.